Can I get in and get out?
3, 2, 1.
Without anyone even knowing I was there.
Alright Hollywood, we need to talk. You dropped Den of Thieves 2 Pantera in January, aka the cinematic dumping ground, so expectations were already low, like direct to airplane low. And somehow, this still managed to disappoint me. I actually liked the first movie. It was a fun little Heat ripoff with testosterone and Taco Bell energy, but this sequel, oh boy. Buckle up because I watched all of it so you don't have to. And yes, spoilers are ahead. By the by, I'm the movie guy and let's start this video. We start off with Donnie and his crew doing a diamond heist in the Antwerp International Airport. The scene is nicely shot. They managed to make the crew look as professional as possible, plus the costumes and the masks of the crew were just amazing. It made them look scary. Before continuing, I watched Den of Thieves a long time ago and I remember very little of it, so in case I'm missing some important plot points, just let me know down in the comments. Bro, if you're being chased by police and you are in a police vehicle yourself, close the sirens, it only makes you more visible. Big Nick is back. He hears about the heist on TV and immediately thinks that it smells like his old nemesis Donnie. He has a meltdown in a bathroom before this. To be fair, I also hate it when the air blower doesn't work. Donnie and co arrive in Nice, the place where the action will be set and where he wants to fence the stolen goods. He receives his cover for this operation. He will play Jean-Jacques, a businessman from Africa. I'm not gonna lie, I cannot wait to hear O'Shea Jackson's French accent. Also, that guy eating the piece of paper where the cover is written is fucking stupid. Just burn it. Meanwhile, Nick's on his own dumb side quest, grilling Merriman's widow to get a lead, which conveniently points him to Nice. Don't worry, this plotline dies faster than it starts. It's just an excuse to get him into the same time zone as Donnie. I have to say, this role really suits Gerald Butler. He really knows how to play an unhinged, messy character, and we already know he can do badass.
This is Sparta!
Donnie meets and charms the fence, and now we find out the actual plan. With the fence, Donnie gets an in into the World Diamond Center, and this is their next target. As every target in every heist movie, it's impenetrable. But by having an inside, Donnie will look to find the weak points in their security. The plot thickens as we find that one of the diamonds stolen by the TV in Antwerp belongs to a mafia boss who wants it back. So Donnie has a heist on his hands, and fairly soon a cop and the mafia as well. That's pretty cool. Before starting the second act, I have to say that the movie does feel like a big deal. The production is solid with cool cars, expensive clothes, and a very pretty setting, and that helps with the lack of star power because there definitely is a lack of star power, and I say this with absolutely no disrespect intended to the actors playing here. Nick lands in Nice, confirms Donnie's here, and finds out he's working with a gang called the Panthers, led by someone named Slobodan, who gets less screen time than most extras. Donnie and Giovanna, Slobodan's right-hand gal, meet the crew that will participate in this gig. I'm not going to go into details about them, they're really just there. Aside from Marco, who immediately starts giving Donnie a hard time, talking back and disrespecting him. After giving his team a pep talk, Donnie returns home only to find Big Nick enjoying a meal on his balcony. After some less than inspiring dialogue, Nick tells Donnie that he wants in. He wants to rob the diamond bank alongside them. Donnie now has to set it up. But why would Donnie accept? There's literally no reason. Nick is still a cop, despite being unhappy with his salary. It's crazy that Donnie has the balls to break into one of the biggest banks in the world, but is scared to reject Nick and hurt his feelings. The movie dies off a cliff from here. Donnie gives Nick an in. He first has to pass an interview with Giovanna, and then they will give him the ultimate test to see if he's a cop. They will take him out to the club? Where they will pay for booze and drugs and force him to have a good time? Apparently, cops can party. Pretty soon, Nick gets intimate with Giovanna, which pisses off Marco because he's her ex. What? Slobodan wants to break into the most secure bank in the world, so he hires someone who is emotionally invested with his handler. Him and Nick start fighting. Donnie then has Nick's back for some reason, and Marco is kicked off the squad. After this fight, both Donnie and Nick are kidnapped by the mafia's men. Now that we're at the midpoint, I have to give some more criticism to the writing. The dialogue of Nick is cringe. They tried to make him an obnoxious cop and they made him obnoxious, but he's far from being a funny character, which is also what they were going for.
Coffee, maybe a little one of those croissants. No.
After accepting Nick into the squad, Donnie has a personality shift. He's no longer Mr. Professional, he's just kind of a doofus. And this change happens for no reason, like absolutely none. But I'll tell you this much, O'Shea Jackson plays a doofus a lot better than Mr. Professional. The mafia threatens Donnie and Nick over the missing diamonds, but forgets to give them a deadline, so it's all chill, I guess. Also, why are there so many UFC cameos? Did Dana White finance this movie? There is Michael Bisping, Vitor Belfort, and now Cyril Gane. Now it's time for them to finally prepare for that heist that they had only 3 weeks to prepare for. They get some recon, involve Nick, use some equipment that I'm pretty sure do not exist in real life, like a blazer. There is actually a camera that can film 360 degrees. I have to say, after 1 hour and 10 minutes, there is still yet to be an action scene in this one. At this point, I'm wondering if the heists were the friends that we made along the way. Marco is preparing some guns and a crew, most likely getting ready to take revenge on his former heist squad. Before starting Act 3, I have to say that I've been very bored by this movie. There's no action, the dialogue is bad, the story makes no sense, the characters just do idiotic things, there's literally no tension. The Mafia haven't done anything up until now, so I'm wondering what's the role that they playing in this story. I don't know what they were going for in this movie, maybe I've missed something, but it looks to me like they completely missed the mark with every aspect. Time for the heist. They enter the Diamond Center fairly easy by using the roof. There's some good ideas here with the team having to dodge some security cameras, but once again, there's no tension, and at no point did I think that they were going to get caught. When they do get into the vault, they can't find the Mafia's diamonds, which I thought that they were going to go smart here and maybe someone else stole them, but no, it was one of those scenes when someone is close to finding them because the hero looks for something for way too long. At least he found the diamonds. They try to leave through the roof the same way they came in, but Nick has an equipment malfunction, the security is alerted, and now they are forced to split up. Nick goes back into the bank, and Donnie and the rest go to the car. Nick is spotted, he shoots someone, the alarm is triggered. So you would think that this is going to be very difficult for him to get out of this, right? You might think that, but all he does is just jump out of a window and then he gets picked up by Donnie. Jesus Christ. The best scene of this movie comes next as Donnie and Co try to escape, but they get attacked by Marco and there's a firefight between the two while driving. Marco just has the advantage, he is the better driver, his shooter shoots better than Nick, and in the end they pop Donnie's tire and they crash. Now Marco can shoot them and take the diamonds, but of course someone guns him down. Who saves the guys, you ask? It's the Mafia, because why wouldn't they get involved? How did they even know to be here? Just forget it. They get their diamonds back and the guys escape, and just like that, problem solved. I was hoping that this was the end, but there's still like 20 minutes left. The team celebrates the heist with Slobodan, but the cops bust in and arrest everyone. Guess who called the cops on them? It was Nick, the policeman that they accepted in their squad. So all of the team is put in jail, although in the end Donnie is busted out by the Mafia because the Don wants Donnie to work for him. So what did we learn? 1. Gerard Butler is still the king of sweaty cop rage. 2. Donnie can't say no to peer pressure, even from an angry Scottish man. And 3. If you're planning a heist, maybe don't let your emotional ex handle logistics. Den of Thieves 2 could have been a slick crime thriller. Instead, it's a bloated mess with great action scenes buried under boring dialogue and baffling decisions. It's not awful, but it's aggressively average. And that might be worse. Did you watch this movie? Did it break your brain too? Let me know down in the comments. Smash that like button if you survived, and subscribe if you want more cinematic breakdowns like this. Until next time, keep on watching movies, guys.